Hi, Islamic Dad here. Kind of phoning it in tonight. I just wanted to make this video and get it done with before I kind of lose my train of thought. So, um, I recently kind of had a chance to get a better understanding of what's referred to as the bad object or bad object. In psychology when talking about the narcissist. And what that is that there's this weird trait with or behavior, I guess, with the narcissist where they will idealize people literally. And I don't mean, put them on a pedestal, just, do that to everybody, but that they will take a snapshot, and that's actually another term for what they do, of this person and put that snapshot, that object of the person in their mind. And from that point, basically forward, they're not interacting with the person in real life. They're interacting with the object that they've created of the person in their mind. And so this plays into the whole, almost like BPD splitting, where they view people as either good or bad and then react according to that. And it can change in an instant. There will be a point in the devalue phase where that threshold is crossed and you are put in the bad category versus the good category. And at that point, some really strange things happen. And this is kind of the meat of the video of what I wanted to make tonight. Was that one of these strange things that you may experience, and I know that I experienced this, is that you will be with the narcissist, and the narcissist will start responding to, reacting to, and at times even speaking to the bad object in their mind while you're with them. And so it's very bizarre. And so I remember, with my ex, the covert narcissist, a couple of times where we would not be seeing eye to eye. Nothing big, just kind of what people would call a speed bump in the relationship. And it's like someone would hit a light switch and she would explode and she would be screaming and saying these things back to me in response to what she was experiencing me saying, basically in her mind. And so if I mean, this is completely hypothetical. I never did anything close to this. So we might be, back from, going to the club or something, and it's late, and I'll say, you know what, I'm tired. I had a great time tonight, but I'm just going to get my coat and, head home because it's getting late. And for whatever reason, in her mind, the bad object is calling her fat. And so, she would, grip the countertop in the kitchen and start screaming, I'm not fat. I'm not fat. How dare you call me fat? I hate you. And just stuff like that. And the whole time, my mouth just is open and my jaw's on the floor because I'm like, not only do I never call you fat, or, I wouldn't, I never said anything about fat or body weight, and that's not what we were talking about. And it was like she was having this conversation in her head, and then all of a sudden she responded in the moment out loud and physically in response to what she was experiencing in her head. And this happened a couple of times, and it was freaky for me because in those situations, she was completely unhinged. I mean, honestly, at that point, she could have done anything. And I am thankful that I did not experience, more um, conflicts of a dangerous nature with her. Because given her rage and the fact that she was completely delusional in those moments, it could have gone bad really easily. So, and again, like I have experienced this with my ex-wife, the malignant narcissist, where again we would be working through the divorce, and we would be discussing, say, child custody and splitting up assets and stuff, and then all of a sudden she would explode out of her chair and back away like I was the boogeyman or a monster or something like that, and just go dashing out of the Starbucks, knocking chairs over, and just everyone would just froze in the store and just stared at her. And and again, like I'm just sitting at a table in Starbucks with a notebook, writing down notes of how we're going to divide up assets, and she's already in her car, trying to speed away. And again, like, I haven't got a clue what was going on in her head, but it was that same type of bad object experience where obviously for some reason the stress levels, I'm assuming, were increasing in her mind, and just reached a point where the bad object of me that she had created in her mind was either berating her or threatening to attack her or growing tentacles and fangs and shooting lasers out of my eyes. I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying that's how she responded, and it wasn't in response to anything happening in reality. So again, I would really recommend, if you've ever experienced a situation with your narcissist where they have either exploded for no reason, or they respond or reply to something you're not saying or you've never said, or reacting physically to something that is not happening, in between you or around you or anything. Really do yourself a favor and Google bad object and snapshot, because that should give a lead in to what's going on in the narcissist's mind. But yeah, again, this is one of those things that I've experienced with both the narcissists in my life, and up until now, I didn't know what that was. I thought they were going cuckoo crazy, and it was just separate from the narcissism. But apparently, this is common, and it's actually a part of the narcissism, to the point that psychologists have actually identified and named, this behavior with them, and kind of made a mental model of what is going on in their mind. So definitely do a Google search on those if you've ever experienced that in your life. Hopefully this video has been helpful, and yeah, going forward, I'll probably not wear the fox blanket on my head. Take care.